Yo, what's up? It's Patrick McCarthy here. I'm the team manager for 686, and we're tuning in to Sessions with the Sarge. And today we are joined by Longmont, Colorado's finest, Chase Blackwell. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
It's going great, man. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm freaking going crazy, but having fun, just kicking it at home. Haven't been home in this long for a while, so, it's pretty crazy to just kind of kick back and chill for a little bit, but it's good.
What's the one thing that you miss kind of about the springtime boarding in Colorado? I'm sure you like to go and hit all the local parks up and enjoy the slush laps.
For sure, yeah. Like Breck normally in the spring is usually so fun, and Copper, like both those resorts are usually firing, and they take their time with their park in the spring, and they add a bunch of features in, and they change it up from what it is throughout the winter. And then usually the half pipes are all still super good. Nationals would have already happened, so we would have been back in the pipe at Copper. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a little switch up, but it's fun. It's definitely different. Definitely not what we're used to, but it's all right.
I was seeing that you had just built that big mini ramp with all those extensions and everything. Kind of aids me into my next question. Yeah, what have you been doing to kind of cope with quarantine vibes the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, so at first, when everything kind of started popping off, I was still in Jackson, and we were in Jackson filming a part kind of out there for Chris Corning's movie. Did that, and then came home, and then was kind of chilled at home for a week, and then I was just losing my mind, kind of man, what can I do to keep busy? I went and worked for my dad because he works construction, so I went and worked for him for a couple days, and then he kind of ran out of work, so I was just man, what should I do? And then we had all this extra wood laying around, and originally I told my dad, I was like, yo, can we build a quarter pipe at the office and just sesh a quarter pipe, maybe build a little rail or something? And he's like, we have this storage unit at the end that's 3 bays deep, not being used right now. No one's going to buy it for a while, so why don't you just build a ramp? And I was like, I mean, if you're down, let's do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Drew it up that night. Next day, just grab some plywood, let's get into it. So, yeah, me and my friend Nick and my dad, just us three, whipped out a 30-foot long, 4-foot mini ramp that's 16 feet wide with a little 6-foot extension on it, and it's super fun. So, yeah, we kind of did that last week, and then now we just get to play on it.
That's perfect, man. That's the perfect little place to be able to get away and get some exercise and do what you love still.
Yeah, keep the legs moving, because definitely it was just couldn't do anything, so I was just kind of chilling. But it's definitely good to keep the legs pumping, keep pumping some trannies, and keep riding pipe and whatnot.
That's awesome.
Well, so my dad is all about it. He's like, you need to do this for training and whatnot. So he's super about it, and yeah, it's super good for me to kind of keep going, keep doing something, because otherwise I'd be going crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of want to backtrack then. Can you explain, what was going on in Jackson Hole? You were working on a movie with Chris Corning and kind of filming some backcountry stuff after your contest season had sort of wrapped up.
Yeah, so wrapped up the contest season with U.S. Open, and that was a super fun one. Everything went well there, and then 3 days later, I packed up the sled, threw the sled on the truck, and then drove out to Jackson. And originally, I only thought we were going to be out there for, a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. And those guys were supposed to head up to Baker and meet up with you, actually. And then those guys were supposed to go to Alaska. And then we kind of were in Jackson. Stuff kind of started escalating pretty quickly. And so then we kind of just made the call, let's just stay in Jackson. It's kind of the perfect place to be right now until things get worse. Know what we got to do. So we kind of made the call just to stay in Jackson and hunker down and just stack some clips. So we built like probably 10 jumps while I was out there, wrote some lines. Yeah, it was good. It was a good crew. Kind of just filming a little bit for what I could. Those guys have been filming all year long, so I kind of hopped in at the end, last little session. But
did you get any trick that stands out to you that you were hyped on?
Dude, I got a couple. I got a cab 9 that I was pretty hyped on. Cab double 9.
Sick.
I was pretty stoked on that one. But we built some big jumps that definitely scared me a little bit. But it was good, like that good scary feeling to launch yourself off. But yeah, we built one gap that was pretty legit, and I didn't even really do what I wanted to do because I was a little terrified. But yeah, stuff got heated, but I was super stoked on the cab 9 that I did. What else did I do? Got a couple tree taps in there, I don't know. It was good.
Nice.
I can't wait to see like what we come up with.
Well, all the inquiring minds want to know, and everybody's really been asking what's going on with the mustache. Mostly, I think that this is a question that we got from our viewers on our posts. Benji Farrow was wondering, what is the fuzz on the upper lip?
Dude, I haven't shaved since I went to Jackson, and when I was out there, I was just letting the hair go, letting the face go, kind of just not really giving a care. And then came back, my friend cut my hair, and I shaved my face, and I was like, man, I'm just going to leave the mustache. Why not?
I like it, dude. I know. Through my quarantine boredom, I'm trying my attempts at a goatee just to see what I can do. So we'll see. We'll see if it keeps going. Maybe I'll bring it out to Colorado this summer. It'll be in full effect.
That'd be sick.
So I want to ask you a big question that I was kind of wondering. What was it like for our viewers? This year you made finals at Winter X Games in the half pipe, and that was a really cool moment. I remember I was sitting on my sweatpants on the couch, and to see you up there ripping and dropping in and just boosting huge and throwing down your tricks, like what did that feeling? Was that like a culmination of a lot of years of hard work?
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, X Games was kind of like that one contest that I was missing. I've done most of every other contest that you can get into. Might not have done like how I wanted, but this year's kind of everything was working. And I finally got that alternate spot for X Games. And then the second I got the call that I was in, I was like, all right, we're just going full send because, I've just been waiting for that moment. Like, when I was younger, my dad would take me up to X Games every year from the time I was like 5 until I was 8 years old or something. We'd go watch X Games. So, like, that's where everything was happening. That's, like, where I wanted to be, and that's when I was like, I want to do that when I'm older. So to get
cool.
my moment and kind of get myself in there and then put myself in the finals was definitely super, super, exciting.
Nice, dude. Did you have some heavy butterflies kind of leading up to the event, or were you just in the moment kind of trying to stay focused, or how did it work for you?
Yeah, leading up to the event wasn't too bad. Going into finals, I was definitely feeling it a little bit, but going into the qualifiers, they're only taking 5 people from qualifiers to match in with the 3 people that were already pre-qualified for finals. So the chances of qualifying were pretty low. I mean, not pretty low, but it was a tough qualifier for sure. And I was like, I'm just gonna try my best and ride to the best I can. And I'm not really caring, like, see what happens. They went for posting scores. It was jam format, so you really didn't know what was gonna happen. No one really knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I was kind of just gonna do my best and see what happens. And that definitely, for me, first year, made it a lot easier, made it, like, less stressful, I feel like, because in the end, they're only taking 5 people. I was like, if I missed the cut by 1 or 2, I still would have been super proud of, like, how I did and making X Games. But then to make the final was definitely, super exciting. And then going into finals, it was just like all the hype around it. That's when I really started to feel like the X Games hype. You know, people are coming up to you, people, you know, autographs, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's when I was like, all right, we're here. Like, now it's actually X Games time. Like, that's when I definitely started to feel it. Definitely got a little nervous and was hard to ride for that long through the final, but it was super fun.
Yeah, I remember I gave you a little call and a text message at the end, and I asked you if you wanted to come to Baker for LDS and get a break from all that. And that was a fun experience to have you up for that too.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was definitely one of the trips that are like I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life, just because all these contests and all these half pipe events and half pipe trips, it's like you just go and you're doing your thing. It's so like in tune, like you're with the same people. You're like, it almost feels sometimes like you're at the same spot, even though you're traveling around the world. It's always the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like take a step back and go to Baker and be with people that, you know, most of the people I didn't know, you know, met a whole lot of new faces, and then, you know, ride POW, ride the lines, do the LDS. Like, that was just like such an experience for me. So that was definitely one of the top.
Yeah, and you made finals. You made finals in that contest too, which is great.
Yeah, dude. 8 for 8 on the finals this year.
That's awesome, man. Can't complain with that, dude. What was the wax tech? A lot of people want to know, what do you do to keep your board running fast? That was one of the good questions that we got from viewers.
Okay. So on the US team, we have a wax tech that kind of takes care of my pipe board and keeps it dialed in. I also go to Monocera because those dudes do a really good job, and they're out of Dillon. So I usually got those guys waxing my boards, but usually almost every time I ride or before I ride, if someone else isn't waxing my board, I usually just slap some blend wax on or whatever I have laying around, just to like keep my base, you know, conditioned and whatnot, so it doesn't get too dried out. Because I feel like that's one of the biggest things about waxing is if your base is way too dried out and then you just slap some wax on, you're not going to notice like as much of a change. But if your base is always fast and always like soaked in with the wax, you're always going to be going fast.
For sure. That's huge. Did you have any kind of summer or spring plans that you had to kind of, you know, reposition or change that, you know, because of this whole quarantine and the coronavirus, has it made you have to, you know, kind of abort on some things?
Yeah, for sure. So Colorado would have just been ending their resort season. Probably could have been, you know, doing some backcountry stuff and whatnot right now, but pretty soon we would have been going out to Mammoth for US team camp. They usually do a huge camp, like progression camp with airbags, and that's like a solid 2 weeks in May, and that's like one of the biggest camps to kind of end the season, and that's like where you can really push yourself, because it's at the end of the season. You have all summer, you know, to kind of recoup and whatnot, but it's like, all right, here, let's dial in some tricks right now, learn some tricks, and then you're feeling good for next season. So they ended up canceling that camp, and that was kind of one of the biggest changes to my schedule so far, was because like we've done that. I've gone to Mammoth after every Colorado season since I was probably 11 years old, and gone to Mammoth to train, because that's kind of the spot to go. So when they canceled that, you know, now it's kind of just like, all right, we just have some time to chill. You know, there's a slim chance we might be able to go to Hood, and I haven't been to Hood in a few years. So if Timberline does open some things up, you know, maybe in July and whatnot, that'd be super rad to go up to Hood, because I haven't been there since I was probably 15. And they usually do some good stuff up there. So definitely a little bit of change in the plans so far for summer, but yeah, mainly Mammoth was the biggest change.
Yeah, going kind of looking at your half pipe riding each year. So when, you know, during the spring and summertime, is that a time that you like to focus on like trying to learn 1 or 2 or 3 new tricks that you're going to like put into your run so that you get them all wired and dialed in the spring and summer, and then next year you look at those contests where you're like, oh man, that one hit where I did like, the front 12, like that needs to be like a front 1440 or like whatever, however you evaluate it. And like, is that where you make those changes in the spring and summer?
Yeah, I'd say that's like where we make the changes. That's like in the spring and summer, that's kind of like the first place that you try the new tricks. That's where you're going to go and send it for the first time, because if something were to happen, like a lot of times it's so dialed in and you're going to stomp it or come close the first try. But if something were to happen, you do have 8 months or something to recover from an injury if you were to get injured or something.
Totally.
So like, you have that cushion in the spring. So like, all right, my season's over. We have 8 months till we're snowboarding again, like really snowboarding again. So that's kind of like where you try the trick for the first time, is like you get it out of the way at Mammoth.
Yeah.
And then like hopefully you land it. Like a lot of times, like we have multiple weeks, so like you can rep them out, do some one-hitters there, and then we go to Sauce Bay in Austria, or Sauce Bay is in Switzerland, but then we also do a camp in Austria, back-to-back in the fall. And that's kind of like where you dial your tricks in and start putting the pieces of your contest run together. So it's like you try the trick in the spring, and then in the fall, you put that trick into a run. Like you start linking tricks into it. There's a full pipe in Sauce Bay. So that's like where you do the trick again, you start linking tricks, and then you start dialing it all in. And then from Sauce Bay, you have like a pretty good building block to like go on for the rest of your season.
What is for you being on the U.S. team? Like, what is that like? What does that mean, or what's the importance of that for you? Like, that whole process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the U.S. team just kind of provides us with coaching and training. They help us out with traveling and stuff and lodging and whatnot, and then they also just provide us and take us to these different camps. Like they do the camp in Mammoth, then we usually do like a hood camp or a New Zealand camp, then go down to Sauce Bay and Austria. So like the U.S. team kind of provides us with the camps throughout the off season, and then we also have the training facility in Park City, and then they also have they provide us with coaching, and we work with those coaches like throughout the season and all year long. And so yeah, it's really, and also like the U.S. team guys and like girls that are on the team, they're kind of just like everyone that's in the U.S. at the top. They're all the elite people in the U.S. that you're riding with all the time. So, it's just fun to be with that good group of people and hanging out all the time.
Cool. So what does it look like in Longmont, Colorado, as far as like going shopping and going to the stores? Is it pretty regimented, or are you trying to like not go to the grocery store much, or what's like your personal protocol right now for those kind of like simple day-to-day measures?
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty locked down in Colorado right now. The state's on lockdown. Like you're really not supposed to be going anywhere that you don't have to be going. So most of Colorado's pretty like locked down. I haven't really been going to the grocery store much. I've been at my parents' place in Longmont, so my mom goes to the grocery store every once in a while, or she gets her groceries delivered. But like she just did a big Costco thing. Goes to Costco, and then we'll buy bulk, and then we can just live on that for 2 weeks. And then if we need something, either do a quick run to the grocery store. One person will go, once a week, if that, or we can get groceries delivered. But for me, like basically what I've been doing is I've just been going back and forth from my house to the skate ramp. Really,
yeah.
So it's pretty chill. Just here, we had to build it, so like spent 4 days building it, and then now it's just hanging at home and then driving out to go skate it. But also, my dogs are definitely pretty hyped that I'm home, because dogs have been winning, getting a lot of walks. So
you've been missing going out on I know you do a little bit of like motocross kind of cross training too, right?
The tracks are closed right now.
Yeah.
So like most of the motocross tracks are closed, and then I think most of the trails probably still have some snow on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't busted out my dirt bike yet. Probably sometime in May.
Nice.
The tracks will be open, or like the trails will be a little bit drier. Bust out the dirt bike, but right now it's kind of just hanging at home and skating.
Nice.
Yeah.
Epic. Well, it sounds like you're making your way through quarantine and finding ways to stay busy, and I'm excited. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about the video part that you worked on, or what Chris is putting out there?
So the movie it's called Teal movie.
Teal?
And it's it's a movie for like Chris Corning, and then Sam Klein is a big person in this movie.
Yep.
He did like a couple months of street filming.
Mm-hmm.
And he stacked a ton of clips.
Shout outs to Sam Klein, big fans over here, and 686 rider as well.
Yeah, so he's a beast, and then he is also in Jackson with us. So the crew in Jackson was Chris Corning, Sam Klein, Wyndham Miller, and Brett Moody, and I. And then the filmer is Alex Havey. And then I don't know all the street dudes, but I know Sam Anderson's in it, Colton Carroll, and then there's like a couple of more dudes, but it's going to be Teal movie dropping this fall. And it should be a good one. There's definitely going to be some bangers, mostly bangers. So,
sick.
A lot of jump spots, a lot of street spots, but definitely it's going to be a good crew, good movie. Definitely got to check it out.
I was kind of curious, personally, when you were out in Jackson Hole, I'm sure you guys were pretty pushed out and like far away from everything in a way and whatnot. Was there almost this feeling for a little while like, oh man, we could kind of stay in this little paradise out here and keep rocking? Or did you guys kind of feel like you needed to pack up shop and get back to your families?
No, for sure. I think we ended up spending 5.5 weeks out there, almost 6 weeks out there. And definitely once it started getting kind of, the coronavirus was hitting hard, that's when it was like probably week 2, week 3. And we're like, let's just buckle down, stay out here. Like, there's no reason to kind of go anywhere else. Wyoming was just like one of the safest places, had no cases or anything. There's no one out there. And then we were staying out by the airport, so pretty far from town. And then we kind of just had our own little system, like our own little crew that was kind of just tucked away, didn't really go into town much. Town kind of shut down early, so like there was no temptations to go into town, like bars weren't open or anything like that. And then Chris was, he's an amazing cook, actually, so he'd kind of go to the grocery store a couple times a week and then, pick up whatever he's going to cook. So he'd go get the groceries, whatnot, cook for us, and then we'd kind of just go back and forth from sledding to the house. And that was really it. So we're definitely in like a super safe, like super chill spot. We were just trying, to be as safe as we could while we were in the backcountry as this was going on.
Yeah.
And then, everything went pretty well. The only thing that happened to me while we were out there is like our second to last day of filming. It was like, I think I got a clip that day, and then we're riding back on the sleds, and it totally started snowing, got super socked in, and we're riding over like a lake bed area up in Togety Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode my sled straight into like a hole, like a crevasse, gnarly, like super gnarly, and just smashed my face on the handlebars and totally broke my nose. Like, it was just hit my face, totally broke my nose. It's all crooked and bleeding a bunch. I was fine. Like, I definitely didn't hit my head. It was just mainly my face. So, like, I totally knew what was going on, and I was like, oh, broke my nose. But
no.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't super bad. It's just like the bottom cartilage kind of area was a little broken, bleeding a little. So I just cracked her straight when I got back to my truck, and then we had one more day of filming. So it bled a little bit the first day. Then we went out for one more day. I got like 1 or 2 clips the last day, and I was like super hyped on what we got. And then so that was really the only thing that kind of was a little setback for me. I was like, dang it, why did I do that?
Damn.
But in the end, it's all good.
Well, I hope your nose has time to heal up and keep on the good path. And I can't wait to sync up again this next season and spend some time in the backcountry and keep watching you progress your riding and your half pipe. And yeah, man, really pumped that you took some time to catch up with me. And
yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yep.
Person on here. But,
yeah.
Super fun.
Right on, Chase. Well, enjoy yourself and enjoy the ramp, and we'll be catching up real soon.
Thank you. Best to you and your family also, and everyone else out there watching.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Bye.
Peace out.
Nice.